Hello, Paulo Leite here, record collector. A week ago, I posted a video about my visit to Wuxtry Records, a landmark record shop located in Atlanta, Georgia. Wuxtry is an amazing record shop that has been operating for decades and decades, and it has that very rare power to transport us back in time to the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, back to those days when buying records was such a special part of our lives. And at least for us kids back then. So I had an amazing day while shopping there and exploring their collection. They have this incredible collection of vinyl that includes mostly all kinds of music, rock, pop, country, jazz. They have the best blues collection I've ever seen on vinyl, and also classical music. They are amazing. And they also have tons of CDs. So I did spend an amazing day there. I'll put a link right here. And I want to share with you guys the awesome shopping that I did on that day. So let me start. I bought so much stuff, I hardly know how to start. So maybe I'll start with this. The Beatles, Let It Be. This is the Super Deluxe edition. Years ago, Universal Music, after they bought EMI, and including the Beatles master catalog, they released these amazing editions with tons of CDs and tons of stuff, tons of material. We had a sample of all this during the 90s when the Beatles released the anthology collection that had so many, such a great collection of outtakes, rehearsals, alternate versions, and things that we Beatles fans never get tired of. These new editions of the Beatles albums on these super deluxe boxes are amazing. So I strongly suggest people to try them because they're beautiful. And for $60, so you can see here the price. I think it's a great price, so I had to have it. And it was brand new, still sealed. I'm going to open this tonight and I'm going to listen to it. This edition has 5 CDs and 5 or 6. No, it's 5 CDs and 1 Blu-ray album with the album remastered in Dolby Atmos. So great stuff here. And speaking of the Beatles, here's something else that I got. Ubu-Jubu, the radio show. Ubu-Jubu was a radio show that was created by Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, around 1995, I think. It was aired on Westwood One radio station. And it went through several episodes where Paul McCartney where he played a number of songs, outtakes, rehearsals, alternate versions of either his songs from his solo career or also songs from other artists who inspired him. It was an incredible record, an incredible radio show. And the sound was amazing and the songs were beautiful. And they released these CDs with all the shows, with all the episodes. And I got them. So I found them at Wuxtry and I had to have them. Many of these episodes were, I think, re-edited by Paul McCartney later. I think around 1997 for his album Flaming Pie. That album had a very special edition with 5 CDs, I think, and in one of those CDs, he had some tracks that were basically edited versions of these radio episodes. Of course, it's just a grain of sand when you compare it to all of this. So this was a great buy and I'm very happy. I haven't listened to all of the CDs yet, but so far what I heard is incredible. So I strongly suggest you guys try Ubu-Jubu, especially if you're Beatles fans, and I'm sure you're going to love it. Next, let's talk about jazz. So this is Cat House Piano by Midi Lux Lewis. This was released by Verve Records around 1997 as part of their collection Verve Elite. This, I think, had something like 5,000 copies that were produced. Not terribly rare, but kind of rare. And this actually has 2 albums in here. The first one from 1955 called Boogie Woogie Piano and Drums, and the second one, Cat House Piano from 1957. So this is a beautiful digipack that opens like this. So it has different folios, and it contains a lot of information about the artist. And it came also with a very nice postcard that contained artwork from the album. And only a stupid person, a silly person, who would have the absurdity of thinking of sending one of these and breaking the set. So I kept, most of them came with a postcard like this, and I kept them all. It would be wonderful if we could send them to Verve and then get them back. And that, I think, would only enhance the collectability of the set. But anyway, I still have them. Midi Lux Lewis was an incredible piano player who played the boogie woogie like very few people could. And terribly influential and an incredible artist. So, great buy. I love this album very much, and I think you should try it. Next, I have two albums I like very much. The first one is this one from 1968, Cheap Thrills, by Big Brother and the Holding Company. This is the second album they released with Janis Joplin, and also the last one with her. She was amazing. She had this electric voice, this electric persona that captivated audiences all over the world ever since. The beautiful album. It has the sound. It sounds like it's a live album, but it isn't. It's actually a studio album. The producers, they put audience noises in the beginning and the end of the tracks to look like it was recorded live, but actually it wasn't. Only the last song, I think, was actually recorded live. So it's a gimmick that we find on some albums from that era. This is a gorgeous album with classic songs, and it's a beautiful buy. And I also got her last album, Pearl, from 1971. This was released, I think, 3 months after she had died. She died late in 1970. And this is also a great album. It's much more polished. The sound is incredibly more polished, more well finished. Produced by Paul A. Rothchild, who was an incredible music producer. And he gave the record this beautiful sound. It's odd that at the time, a few more artists died in the same period of time. I mean, Alan Wilson from Canned Heat died roughly at the same time. Jimi Hendrix, I think, also died some 16 days before Janis Joplin, I think. So it was quite a strange time to be alive back then and see all these amazing artists dying. It's a gorgeous album. I think everybody should listen to this one. It's a great buy. And for, what, $5? I think it's a great price. Next, another favorite, Creedence Clearwater Revival. So this is Pendulum from 1970. This was the last one with Tom Fogerty. They released only one more album after this one. And this is a beautiful album with also some classic songs. I'm very happy with this. Next, Seals and Crofts, Diamond Girl from 1973. I have always been a huge fan of their work. They were an incredible duo, beautiful producers and writers, and they wrote incredible songs. Somehow their albums don't show up every day. On CD they're very rare, and whenever I find their albums on in a record shop, I try to show them to people because they were amazing. And each album they released was a treasure, so with beautiful songs. So this is a great buy, and for only $3, impossible to say no to. Next, I also bought Greetings from Asbury Park by Bruce Springsteen. On the Wuxtry videos, I show their collection of Bruce Springsteen albums, and I say, and it was true, I never paid much attention to his career. I never listened to him in depth. And because the price was good, so this one cost only $3, I said to myself, well, why not? And I got this one from 1973. I also got The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle also from 1973. And I also got Darkness on the Edge of Town from 1978. So I got 3 albums by Bruce Springsteen, and I did enjoy them very much. So Springsteen is an incredible artist and a great songwriter also. It's funny that the songs that I like best are not the ones he's most famous for. For example, on Greetings from Asbury Park, everybody loves Blinded by the Light, and it is a great song, but I do prefer his other songs. And it's funny that on this album, this album I think was supposed to be half songs only played by him, and the other half songs played by the E Street Band. And when Columbia Records, when Clive Davis from Columbia Records listened to the album, he rejected it because, according to him, the album didn't have enough singles material. So Bruce Springsteen went into the studio again, and he wrote and recorded 2 more songs, Blinded by the Light and Spirit in the Night. And I love Spirit in the Night. It's a gorgeous song. I'm not a big fan of Blinded by the Light, but the other songs in the album are awesome. So I'm very happy with this. Same thing I would say about his other records. I loved Kitty's Back from this one. And I mean, there are lots of great songs in in all of these albums. So I'm very happy that I got them. Oh, one thing. When I was browsing through the albums, I saw Born to Run, which is his 3rd album. And I was convinced for some reason that Born to Run was a much later album. And I thought that actually Darkness on the Edge of Town was his 3rd album, when it's actually his 4th album. So I may go back to Wuxtry and get Born to Run, because I do want to listen to that one too. Next we go to 1983 with True by Spandau Ballet. This is a great album from the 80s, probably one of the best sounding albums from that decade. And it contains some classic songs like Gold, True, and many others. Great album. I loved this when it came out. I had it on vinyl when I was a teenager, and so all of my friends. And yeah, it's a beautiful album, and I think everybody should listen to it. Next, I got myself some Yes. This one also from 1983. I always flubber a little bit on the title of this album. It's 90,125. And I wonder if people call this exactly like that, or if they say something like 9125 or 90125. I don't know. But it's a beautiful album. I like it very much. Actually, this was the first time I listened to Yes. This was released in 1983, but I remember, Yes, they played on the first Rock in Rio, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and that was the first time I listened to their songs. I never knew they existed. I was a kid back then, and I listened to Honor of a Lonely Heart, Leave It, and some of these songs, and I found them amazing. So I became a big fan, and I went back to rediscover their older catalog, and I was amazed. So I never bought this album for some reason. I always put it off. But also, for $3, I couldn't say no. Next, I got myself a compilation. This is Sing It Again, Rod, by Rod Stewart. This was released in 1972. This is a compilation, actually his first compilation, and it includes songs from his first albums. And I never buy compilation albums, but I think this one is a really good one with great songs. A couple of songs here that I wanted in my collection, and for some reason his older catalog is kind of hard to find here. So when I saw this for $3, I had to buy it. So great buy. Next, this one I got for a friend. It's called Healing the Wounds from 1991 by the Crusaders. I'm a big fan of the Crusaders. There's nothing they released that I don't love. And for $3, it's a great price. And I listened to this album when I was a teenager, and I loved it very much. So, great buy. So here we go. Let It Be by the Beatles, 1970. The Super Deluxe Edition. Healing the Wounds, 1991 by the Crusaders. 9125 by Yes, 1983. True by Spandau Ballet, 1983. Sing It Again, Rod Stewart, 1972. Greetings from Asbury Park, Bruce Springsteen, 1973. The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle by Bruce Springsteen, 1973. Darkness on the Edge of Town by Bruce Springsteen, 1978. Diamond Girl, Seals and Crofts, 1973. Pendulum, Creedence Clearwater Revival, 1970. Cheap Thrills by Big Brother and the Holding Company, 1968. Pearl, Janis Joplin, 1971. Cat House Piano by Midi Lux Lewis, released in 1997. Ubujubu by Paul McCartney, 1995. And there you go. I did have an incredible time buying records at Wuxtry Records and exploring their collection. And please remember, visit local record shops, buy records. Music is life. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. There's more great content coming soon. Thank you.